and welcome back to another week of O-Megaa. This week's theme is a murder mystery. We have several cases lined up for you guys, and we're very excited. Today's case is about Aaron Hernandez. He was a father and fiance, a Patriots NFL star. He went to the Super Bowl, and he got a $40 million deal in June of 2013. But what you don't really know about him yet is that he's a convicted murderer. Now, to start this out, we're gonna talk about his murders. In the law, he was only convicted for one of them, and there's three of them, three alleged murders. So Aaron Hernandez was a 23-year-old in June 2013, and he was convicted of the murder of Odin Lloyd. Now, Odin Lloyd was what do you call, not a professional,
he was a semi-pro athlete.
Semi-pro athlete. So he played football, mostly for fun. And what do semi-pro athletes do?
Well, my understanding of what Odin Lloyd was doing, so they got teams, and they had to pay to play.
Pay themselves, right?
They had to pay for their jerseys, all the equipment. They had to pay referees to go ref their games. No one really knew about them. Like you said, they were just doing it for fun. They were just doing it out of the love for the game.
The Netflix documentary that we watched to prepare for this video, they actually stated that one year Odin Lloyd didn't have enough money to pay for his jersey, so whenever he was in and out of the field, he would trade with somebody else. And Odin Lloyd was what happened to our camera? Oh, sorry, it started blinking. So he was the husband of Aaron's fiance's sister. That's a little bit confusing. So Aaron, his fiance, her sister, that was his husband, Odin Lloyd. So the way the night went is that Aaron Hernandez picked up Odin Lloyd with a few of Aaron Hernandez's friends, and 2 days later, Odin Lloyd was found dead with several bullet casings surrounding his body and a certain type of chewed gum also, which was really pertinent to this case. So at first, they weren't really aware of who the killer was. They didn't have any leads, per se, because this is a very, very high-priced area. You know, you don't really expect murders in really expensive neighborhoods. I mean, there is an NFL player in that neighborhood, a $40 million deal NFL player who had just previously been to the Super Bowl. Or was he going to the Super Bowl? No, he had been to the Super Bowl. Yeah, he made it to the Super Bowl with the Patriots. So they didn't know why there was suddenly a murder case near his neighborhood. And so they started looking into who Odin Lloyd would have known. And the only connection he had to that neighborhood was, in fact, Aaron Hernandez, because he was family. And so Aaron Hernandez was arrested 9 days after Odin Lloyd was killed. And at first, they didn't really have any motives. They didn't have any previous fights with each other. They didn't really struggle with each other. They were a family, and they didn't know why he could have ever murdered him. And to this day, do we actually know?
No, they still haven't. They don't know why, as to why they did
that happened.
Well, because for so long he's convinced that he didn't do it. So why would he give a reason if in his mind, he didn't do it?
Can you talk about how they found Odin Lloyd's body and the whole rental car situation?
Okay, so leading up to Aaron Hernandez picking up Odin Lloyd, Aaron Hernandez rented a car from Enterprise. That's where you rent a bunch of your cars. So he went there, and that's when he picked up some of his friends, and then they got Odin Lloyd. But going back a little bit more, they found security footage of Aaron Hernandez, like before he picked up anyone, dancing and just having like the time of his life.
Yeah.
You know, like
He was intoxicated. He they found that he was smoking marijuana, and he was reportedly on something else. We don't really know. I think they said LSD maybe, but he was intoxicated for sure.
And so he went into the store, like you said, and this is where the case kind of like, and it's the smallest things that can get you. He went in, he bought gum, like you were talking about.
Blue Bubblicious gum.
And that's very important because, okay, so he got his gun and he went, picked up his friends, picked up Odin Lloyd, and Odin Lloyd even texted his wife, and he said, like, he was very scared, like, throughout the text, he was trying not to give too much away because he didn't want, like, them to find out and then do something. But he texted his wife saying, like, oh, like, guess who I'm with? I'll give you a hint, NFL. And, like, who else do they know that's, like, an NFL like, in their family? Like,
I think he was so... The way I look at it is that Odin Lloyd was a semi-pro athlete, you know? And the fact that he had an NFL athlete in his family was probably so breathtaking, you know what I mean? It was probably so crazy. And he was like, oh, guess who I'm with? Like, NFL. Like, that was probably like, whoa, like, I'm connecting with this guy, you know? Because they didn't really have a connection, but they weren't really close with each other, but they also didn't hate each other, or at least it didn't seem that way.
So you're saying he was excited?
I'm guessing he was.
I didn't. That's honestly like a different take on it. Like everyone says that he was scared.
I don't know, cause I wouldn't be scared if I was hanging out with family, you know, especially like celebrities, you know, like he's a celebrity, and I would not think, oh, I'm gonna be murdered tonight if I was with someone of such high profile.
Gabriel, what do you think about, like, if you were Odin Lloyd, like, would you be, like, excited that you just got picked up by, like...
Yeah, like, in that situation, anybody would be pretty happy, like, hey, you're with an NFL player and his friends, like...
Cause even though you're a family, you might not connect with somebody that way, especially, like, before. So the fact that he even texted his wife that, and to me, he was excited. Cause I don't think he was like, oh, they have a gun under the seat, or oh, hey, they're driving to a really weird road, maybe they're gonna kill me. He was probably like, dude, we're gonna chill, you know?
I get that perspective. I personally I believe he was scared because he didn't get too descriptive as to like who he was with. I feel like if he would have like been excited, he would have been like, oh, like I'm with Aaron, like, or I'm with like Patriots, like, you know. He just said, hey, guess who I'm with? I'll give you a hint, NFL. Like he was also he was like, short to the point. Like,
me as a girl, if I ever felt uncomfortable in a situation, and I had it on my phone, I'd be like, this dude is blonde, 5'6", like he has blue eyes, he is like wearing a red shirt, he's wearing this, like I would be as descriptive as I could. We're in a white car, like the license plate is like a Colorado, you know what I mean? Like especially if it was like to my wife, I'd be like, I know this is kind of weird, but I feel threatened. Like, you know, like, can you call your sister? Can you tell her that, like, that she needs Aaron back in the house, you know? I'd be like, hey, I feel a little scared. Because it's not like Aaron's gonna look at the text.
I feel like, I kind of think like Aaron would have like noticed that and like you know, like something would have triggered. But like, let's keep on going. We got a little bit distracted. So they were driving. They went to a secluded area. No one was there, and that's when Aaron Hernandez started. He got his gun and he started shooting. And the first couple of shots, they were just like standing like out in the open, and then it ultimately led down to like execution style, like to shots like towards like the back of his head.
The way the shots were shot, and this is completely like basically speculation, because Aaron Hernandez never pleaded guilty and he never explained what happened that night. Odin Lloyd was sitting in the back like passenger seat and the right passenger seat, and Odin Lloyd or Aaron Hernandez turned around, shot at him, and he like grazed his arm. So Odin Lloyd was getting off of the car, and then Aaron Hernandez shot again. It grazed his ear, and then shot again as he was ducking. Odin Lloyd was ducking, and it shot his column or his vertebrae, and this left him, immobile. He was immobile, and the final shot was shot when Odin Lloyd was in the ground, defenseless, and that shot ultimately killed him. I think it was 2 shots. It was 3 shots on the back of his neck. So all in total, Aaron Hernandez shot 5 rounds, right?
It was something like that, yeah.
5 or 6 rounds.
And like you said, there's really no reason as to why he did it. There could be many ways, even dating back to his childhood. Like, there's just so many like red flags that if you like break it down into pieces. But hopefully we can get back to that tomorrow. We're running out of time here on our mega show for today. I would just like to point out we're missing Gavin. I don't know if y'all know it is, but I just want to shout out my boy Gavin. I don't know where he is, but hopefully we can get him back here tomorrow and continue this. This is an interesting topic. This is the O-Megaa team signing off.
Yeah.